MoP patch 1.1 introduced a XP buff of 65% up from 10. This introduces a lazy way to get most of a level if you so wish on your alts. It requires flying, and it would benefit you if you just sat on that alt and had a ton of rested on it. There are a couple of dozen of collectibles that when you pick them up in Pandaria will give you a buku amount of XP. I intend to dive into the exact value of each of those later in the video. And you could pick any of them up as long as you were level 85, but it's more beneficial to pick them up at level 88 or 89. The whole journey takes about 23 minutes, and if you are extremely lucky, you could pick up extras that give the maximum amount of XP along the way, but that's not factored in here. Depending on if you picked up any collectibles already on your alts, you can get well over half a level with rested XP, around 35% without it. It's a brain-off kind of way to get to your goal of capping your alt, while also getting you a little over 1,000 gold in vendor trash. Now, some of the collectibles might seem like they aren't there, but it's really a Where's Waldo situation with the Terracotta Head, the Kravis Sap. It would help if you had an add-on like Handy Notes and TomTom to help you figure out where these are without putting in a ton of effort. I remembered this time. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like the content. If you attempt to go the extra mile and get the Bind on Account weapon, those also give the max amount of XP, anything within Town Long Steps or in the Dread Wastes. But I wouldn't bank on them being there, as they have like an 8 to 12 hour respawn. If it's there, cool. One of your alts can now opt to play with this thing, mail it to them, and you got a decent amount of XP for picking it up. And you'll notice there are some treasures that I left off of this, like a stack of papers or the river chest. These give XP comparable to uncovering a zone. It's not worth going out of your way to get to them, especially if they're off the beaten path. And then there are other ones that could be worth that I've left off of this, like the Sprite's Cloak, or the treasure footlocker in the boat all the way south. Problem is that I've never seen one of them spawn, footlocker, and the other has a 4-hour respawn timer, so not likely. That's basically the crux of the whole video. Just get yourself roided up with XP buffs. Have rested XP. Go pick up the things. Easy gains. Now, for a personal interest I have in this, I've been curious about this for a long time, is why is it given these numbers specifically? And diving into WAGO, I found out the answer. For those who don't know, it's a database that tells you about all the inner workings and WoW if you look for certain effects, whatever. Every ability in the game, an explanation as to why you receive X for doing Y, for lack of a better example. So you can see on here there's this bar and an ID on that bar, followed by difficulty 0 through 9. The difficulty is the set reward. The ID works with two functions. It is both a scale in reference to a player's level to select a reward, and a cap-off if they exceed that level. Difficulty 1 is the reward amount for uncovering an area on the map in a relevant area to that level. This is the only bracket that seemingly does not care if you are under level to it. Now, difficulty 6 and 8 are the values set for quest rewards of a particular kind, and that is the collectibles in this case. Now, interestingly, 4 of the 5 that I have shown in the Jade Forest are on difficulty 6 and will grant you XP relevant to level all the way from 85 to 89, which means the collectibles in the very first area can benefit you up to max level. Now, the one off in Jade Forest, the third one, caps out its maximum reward at level 85, though you can still benefit of that level 85 value 89. But it is at difficulty 8, the highest amount of XP that any of these rewards can give. Where at Town Long, everything, and including the Bind on Account weapons, are difficulty 8, the maximum amount of reward. Krasarang Wilds and the Veiled Stairs collectibles give difficulty 8 experience reward, capping off its value at level 86. And Kunlai gives difficulty 8 XP up to level 87. Were the ones I did not introduce on this list due to the negligible amount of XP, giving a mob's amount of XP, difficulty 1, at level. I don't know why they arbitrarily chose these for those few and made them so minuscule, but I guess it's just flavor at the end of the day. I just found it cool that I finally found the answer as to why XPs were different from quest battles and mobs and whatever. Okay, that's enough on the technical aspect of this crap. I don't want this to drag on too much. The point is, if you got like 25 minutes and you didn't do anything with your alt and it's just been sitting there, like you got it up to level 88 and got bored, you have a relatively chill way to get to 89 or 90 if you stop wherever. The benefit of the 65% bonus. Doing dungeons one-off are definitely a great way to get to cap as well. You're not forced to quest through the ladder bracket if you don't want to. Though Dread Waste is a pretty awesome zone. Before I end, there will be some confusion with the addition of your XP gains. If you implement the banner to get extra XP, works, or the Darkwind Fair buff also works. You're not getting 10% on what you're currently getting, or 15% on what you're currently getting. You're essentially making that 65% 75 if you get the Darkwind Fair buff, or if you combine the two, 90 You're not multiplying the now current value by 10%, which would be way more. 25%. Again, way more. You're adding on to what is currently there. So it's going to feel like a 5% increase when you get the Darkmoon Fairy buff, or around 10% when you combine it with the banner, compared to what you're currently getting. It's like stats, it's all going off of a base. It's not leaning heavily in your favor. It's just giving you a mild benefit. Anyway, that's everything. Thank you for watching. Shout out to my Patreons. Thanks to Twitch, Patreon, Coffee. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. TM.